everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a will I buy it. This went over really well on my channel and I got a lot of feedback from people and they wanted to see more of these videos, so I thought that I would do one this week as well because we do have something coming out from Makeup Geek here soon. And what I'm talking about is in the Nudes palette. It does come with 9 different pans and it is the same setup or very similar to the same setup as the collaboration with Manny MUA. So if you want to see if I'm going to buy it, just keep on watching. So first let's talk about the actual product inside the palette, and then we can kind of talk about maybe some dupes that I've come across, as well as if I will be buying this particular palette. So the first few colors in this palette that I'm looking at are more on the light side. We do have Rapunzel, which is a permanent item in the Spotlight, which is a foiled shadow that is permanent in the line, and So Pale. I believe that is a new color that is being released only in this palette. I'm not sure if any new releases that are in this palette are going to end up being permanent in the collection itself and you can buy individually. The next one is Tan Lines. I believe that one is already permanent. There was Buffed and Creased, and I believe both of those are brand new colors. And then we have Cabin Fever, which I believe is going to be permanent or is permanent, but I will again list everything down below if I'm wrong. And Grandstand, which is a foiled shadow that is a permanent part of the collection, as well as the last one being Dark Roasted, and I believe that that is brand new. So there are 9 different shades. There are 2 shimmer shades. They are both foiled and the rest are matte. So you can make quite a few looks with this because you do have matte shades and then you do have your pops of glitter or the foiled shadows, which are really nice, and I have no qualms or anything bad to say about the formulation because her formulation is fantastic, and I do have all my Makeup Geek shadows up there. Nothing bad to say about the formulation at all. I don't find them to be dry, patchy, or anything like that. They stay all day long. They're really, really good. So I don't find that that is going to be an issue when it comes to wanting to purchase this particular palette, but it does retail for $50. So if you're breaking it down, each individual shadow would be like $5, and then you would pay $5 for like packaging, if that's the way you want to look at it. The pans are the traditional size eyeshadow pans. They're not bigger or smaller than what they traditionally put out as individual little pots that you can buy. My only thing is the price tag is pretty high considering that there are only 9 shadows in this particular palette. Even the Kylie Cosmetics palettes are $42, and then you've got 9 eyeshadows, and those weren't even near the pigmentation that these are. So I mean, I understand maybe marking it up a little bit more, maybe $45, but $50 for a palette is a lot if you're not getting like what Urban Decay puts out. When you buy a naked palette, you're getting a crap ton of product and you're getting a lot of different color assortments. So I mean, $54 and then $50 for 9 eyeshadows, I don't know. I just can't justify the price, but I have found a palette that does kind of dupe it for about 5 of the shades that are in this particular palette that retails for $20. I'll go ahead and put it here so that you can see it. The other palette that I am talking about is the palette from Charity Cosmetics. It has just come out. It is a 9-pan palette. It does have a mirror. It does have all of the same look as the other palette. And as you can see, I have circled in color which ones match each other. There are 5 different colors that are very similar in tone and similar in texture, meaning they are both matte, or they are both satins, or they are both foiled shadows. So let's go ahead and break down the similarities in these 2 palettes. If you're looking at the one circled in green, Bare It All and Rapunzel are very similar in texture and tone. They are both matte shades and they are more of that cream undertone. If we're looking at the one circled in purple, that's Grandstand. Obviously you can't see the one in the Charity palette as closely, but they are both supposed to have a lot of the same texture, and because the one from Makeup Geek is foiled, the one from Charity probably will not be as foiled as we had hoped, but it is more of a glittery tone and they do have the same tonality to them. If you were looking at the circled one's in red that is deserted and tan lines, which is the one right under Rapunzel. And the next one circled in blue is creased, and that is a newer color, and that looks very similar to Simplicity in the Charity palette. Then the last one is Merlot. Obviously the Slow Roasted is more of a brown tone and the Merlot is a little bit more purple, but because they do have the same deepness to them, you can probably make more of that darker tone using Cabin Fever as well as Slow Roasted, combining them to make more of that Merlot color. So those are some of the similarities that I have found in both these palettes. So you are getting very similar tones, you're getting similar textures, you're getting similar things from both palettes, and you're going to be able to create the same look with both of these. Obviously some of them being tweaked a little bit and being a little bit different, but obviously all around making the same looks with these two different palettes. It's very easy and you're saving $30. So obviously I probably will be going with the Charity one and I will not be purchasing the Makeup Geek. Also, I do have a lot of nudes in my collection, with having individual shadows from Makeup Geek, Anastasia Beverly Hills, ColourPop, MAC, and Lord knows what else I have in my collection. I believe I do have some Urban Decay too. I mean, there's just a lot of colors that look very similar to this, but if you're looking for a duped palette, this would be the one to pick up. And you wouldn't have to break the bank spending $50 for a palette when you can get one for $20 from an indie company that puts out almost exactly the same thing, that have extremely high quality and a really, really low price tag, which is awesome. It's not that I don't like Makeup Geek, and it's not that I'm not a fan of their products, because I have bought several products from Makeup Geek and I use them on my channel all the time. It's just that this particular palette is a little overpriced, and I don't find that, you know, you can't find something that's going to be almost identical from another company. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So the In the Nudes palette from Makeup Geek will be releasing on the 15th, which is in just a couple days. And there has been so many other releases lately that have been dropping. Like, it's been insane with the makeup world right now. Juvia's Place has just dropped 2 palettes. I believe one was actually today and one was like 2 weeks ago. The Naked Heat palette just came out, and there is this one coming out as well, and Jaclyn Hill's palette. So it's been absolutely saturated right now, and I don't find myself being so drawn to this particular palette because there are other things that I want to buy. I will be doing a review on the Juvia's Place palettes. I will also be doing a will I buy it on the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. So there's some things that I want to kind of get into, and things that I want to buy, and other things that I don't think that I will be spending my money on. So I mean, there's just so much right now, but this one doesn't really do it for me, just because I do have the Charity Cosmetics option, and for $30 difference, and you're getting the same amount of product, you're getting almost the same colors, it's kind of a no-brainer. So that is what I'm gonna be doing. That's the route I'm taking, is actually going with the Charity Cosmetics, and that one I believe is called Nude and Rudes, and then the one from Makeup Geek is called In the Nude. So I mean, obviously they're going to have very similar tones and textures inside, because they are both going towards the nude phase. Plus they are 9 shadow palettes, so obviously they're going to look almost identical. I will put all the information down below and links for you guys in case you are interested in looking at these. I hope this was helpful for you, and I only make these videos because you guys want to watch them. If there is something else that you'd like me to create or anything else you'd like to see, please go ahead and put it in the comments below. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below as well, and give it a big thumbs up if you want to keep seeing these. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.